resumed again, I need to know about it. I need to know about it so we can start putting the hammer down on these people who do this. It's like charging your employees for your heat. It's like charging your employees for your electricity. They don't do that, so why would you charge someone or take money out of their check for a tip that you don't want to offer? Credit cards, don't offer them. You don't want to offer American Express, don't offer it. But that's the cost of doing business, and that's what you decided to do. So that was been my major. I was really shocked after having come from an industry or a house where the people who I worked for and the people I worked with were some of those generous, decent people. They would tip you out as a bus person, like just when they made money, you made money. Everybody got along, everybody went out and hung out together, and it was a really great experience for me to kind of have that experience going through life, so that in this position, when stuff like that comes up, I go, that's just wrong. The other thing I think is very important in the restaurant industry is the issue of our immigrants, whether they're documented or they're not documented. I really don't care. After 9/11, everyone became a terrorist, including that Mexican guy on the bike going from his lawn care job to his restaurant job. He is no threat to me whatsoever. He's no threat to this country whatsoever. And I got to get a situation, and since the restaurant industry wants to take up some of these, the restaurant organization wants to take up some of these issues, there's no reason in the world why an ICE agent should be waiting at a police station when a person is being brought in because they were drunk, or because a person was brought in because they were smoking a joint. And when they pull up to the station house and there's an ICE agent waiting there, something's wrong. If I were mayor of the city, we wouldn't participate with ICE whatsoever. We wouldn't be involved in PARs. We wouldn't be doing any of that stuff. I had my conversations with the mayor, with the district attorney, and they've been reasonable. They haven't done exactly what I hoped that they would do. And our police commissioner, who I love dearly, and I think he's a fabulous person, has a Washington experience. So I think sometimes dealing with Washington bureaucrats are more his comfort level than it is telling them to take a walk. There's been horrible stories about the immigration court over on Calhoun Street. Terrible stories the way people are being treated. And the reason I get so passionate about it is because I continue to think about that sign in the window back at the end of the century where no Irish need apply. And if you are here, if you're other than an American Indian who we took the country from, or an African slave who was brought here under duress, if you come here any other way, you came here by choice. Because it was an economic choice, because you were starving, you were being oppressed politically, you were being killed, your possessions were being taken, and you had to leave. And I just look at every single immigrant, whether they're documented or not, and the term illegal alien I hate, because they're not doing anything wrong and they're not from Mars. So I think we need to continue to put pressure on leaving these folks alone, letting them make their way in the world, helping them when we can help them, and stop locking them up and trying to deport people. Whether they're Chinese or Mexicans or Africans or whoever they are, this is what this country exists for. This is why it's here. And if my folks can make it, the Italians can make it, the Poles can make it, and the Germans can make it, the Mexicans can make it, and the Guatemalans can make it, and everyone else in between that wants to come here should be able to come here. So that is an issue I would love to get with your folks on, and trying to stop the mistreatment of people in our city. Because when we get the reputation of being a welcoming place, they will come, and they will create jobs, and they will create businesses, and they will employ people. And I think that once and this state is a terrible state in reputation, with Darrell Metcalf and some of those other lunatics in Harrisburg, I would wish that every anti-immigrant bill they passed, they would exempt the city of Philadelphia, because all those folks will come here. Riverside, New Jersey, emptied out of all Portuguese and other types of people. They have no storefronts left that had anybody in them. Hazleton, Pennsylvania, another disaster. So if anybody wants to get people to come here, we can get our police to be a little better treating of these folks, I think we get a better reputation. So, love fighting with you on the tip bill. It was fun. Star was fun. He was fun. I really enjoyed that. And I know that Councilman Greenlee and Councilman Good are working hard on the sick leave bill, and they deserve the credit for that. I'm not exactly there yet. I hope to be there at some point. But we're able. Councilman Greenlee brings it up every day. I see it.
I have the bill with me, Jim. If you
But he's a tireless advocate for it. I'm proud to be part of this industry in my lifetime. I'm proud of what you do every day. I'm proud of how hard you work. And I understand from that dishwashing and bus person experience what you go through. And I'm here to help you any way I can. And I'm sorry I have to go, but thank you.